not the best at giving you guys my final thoughts on new makeup that I've tried. I do quite a few like trying new makeup videos, haul try on videos, and I sprinkle my updated thoughts here and there on random videos that I upload. If you're not watching all my videos, which like, why wouldn't you be? But if you're not watching all my videos, then you're not getting those updated thoughts on all of the new products that I'm trying. So I want to get better at doing dedicated videos like this one, where I'm actually giving you my updated thoughts, my final updated thoughts on some new products that I've tried over the last couple months. So we're going back to the Sephora sale that they did back in November. I did a haul video and I did a haul try on video. So we're going to be talking about all of those products. And then about 5 months ago or so, I put up a video called I haven't bought makeup in 4 months, and that was also a Sephora haul. So we're going to be going over those products too. Earlier today, I did film application shots, so I'll be popping those up as I'm talking about the products. Hopefully those are helpful for you guys to see me applying them as I'm talking about them. But I'm also going to go ahead and have my Sephora sale haul try on, and then that other haul try on all linked down below as well, in case you want to check them out. You missed them and you want to see them like my first impressions. I don't know if you guys do want to see that, but regardless, they'll be linked down below for you if you want to check them out. So let's go ahead and jump in. Should we start off with something controversial? Maybe we should. I have updated on this product in a few videos, but again, I'm just going to wrap up my thoughts here. It's a Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I have the shade 1 Fair Pink. The things I've seen that people like about it is that it's very blurring, it's not drying, and that it sets your makeup down really nicely. I just don't really agree with a lot of those claims, to be honest. I mean, I guess it's blurring in the sense that like a powder is going to mattify your face and make it look more blurred because it's mattifying your face. You know, it's taking it from shiny to matte, but I wouldn't say it's extra blurring. Like, this is definitely not the most blurring powder I have in my collection. And also for me personally, it's very, very drying on my skin. I set down my face with it. My nose looks flaky. My forehead looks flaky. Even my chin. Like, I used it today, obviously, and I just don't feel like my skin looks as perfect as it does with other powders that I use. I like the Fair Pink shade. I think it's a nice shade. It's a little bit brightening without being too brightening like on my under eyes. But yeah, it's just kind of drying, which is the main thing that I don't enjoy about this powder. There are definitely other dry skin friendly powders on the market that I would definitely recommend over this one. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to try to use it up, but definitely not a favorite powder at all. I just really quickly curled my hair with my wand earlier, and I feel like this side is what I wanted it to look like. And then this side is the side that didn't cooperate. So just like, maybe I should just do the whole the whole review like this. Just stare at this side of my hair. This is my good side today. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with my hair. I think it looks okay, but it's just like not doing what I want it to do. Maybe I'll tuck it. Does that help? I don't know. Sticking with the Makeup by Mario theme, this is his Soft Scalp Bronzing and Shaping Serum. And this I got the shade Light. So what I do like about this is that it has a pump or it has a doe foot applicator. So you can easily apply this to your skin. You can stripe it on, you can pump it out, whatever way you prefer. Serum is like the perfect name for this product. It is a very sheer formulation, and it is that more like liquidy serum sort of consistency. It blends into the skin fine, and when you first apply it, you can see it like it's okay, but I just feel like throughout the day it fades off on my skin. I am interested in a less pigmented bronzer these days. I don't love the stripe on my cheek that I may be used to, but this is just like a little bit too sheer for me. Again, it blends out nicely. I think it's more for the whole like no makeup sort of look that a lot of people are going for these days, but I just personally don't really go for that makeup look very often. I'm either not going to wear makeup at all, or I'm going to wear like a full face of makeup like this, and you're going to know I have makeup on. If you're someone who loves like a skin tint, a sheer blush, a sheer bronzer, this would be a really good product for you. But on me, it just doesn't have quite the amount of pigmentation I want, and I do feel like it fades off throughout the day. Then we have the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. In this, I have the shade Cashew 140G. It's definitely not a perfect shade match for me. It is a little bit on the like orangey side. It is a golden undertone, so that would make sense, but I went in store during the Sephora sale and swatched a bunch of these in store, and I decided in store that this would be the one that matched me the best, and it is an okay shade match. I just feel like her shade range is a little bit wonky. It has been pretty much my whole experience with Huda. This is the third or fourth foundation from her that I've tried, and I've tried both of her types of concealers that she's released over the years, so I have quite the experience using Huda's complexion products, and I've never really been able to find a perfect shade match for me. So if we are a similar skin tone, 140G is okay. Now this is another product that I feel like a lot of people love that I just can't seem to get on board. This is a little bit finicky on my skin, where one day it looks really nice and then the next day it looks drying, so that's a little bit on the annoying side, because I want to just know that when I apply it, it's going to look good and and I'm going to like it. I have noticed though that whatever primer I use underneath this affects it and makes it look worse or better and wear worse or better, which again makes it a little bit finicky and a little bit more annoying to use. I've noticed that if I use a hydrating primer under this, then it doesn't seem to really mesh with my skin like I think it should, and it doesn't seem to wear as well throughout the day. But if I use a more blurring primer under this, I do think that helps how it looks and how it wears, but then it ends up looking a little bit dry on my skin. So yeah, I haven't really been able to find a good primer combination with this foundation that I love. I know she has the Easy Blur primer that came out with the foundation, but I've heard that it's really similar to the Glowish, like just jelly sort of primer that she used to have. She kind of just like repackaged that primer, and I've used that in the past and it's not a favorite primer of mine. So I didn't want to go ahead and pick up the Easy Blur primer with the foundation. Maybe I should have, maybe they would mesh well, but from what I've heard, I've already kind of tried that formulation and didn't like it. Also for me personally, I just don't think that this has enough coverage. When I put it on, it just doesn't really cover everything that I wanted to. I feel like it looks like it has better coverage today because I went ahead and used concealer under here, on my chin, my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and then my under eyes. So like, what you're seeing right now is the foundation on my skin, but with concealer on top. In the demo, you can see that it just doesn't, I mean, it provides coverage, it does, but you can just still see my redness, acne scars, all of that, which I don't prefer. So yeah, I picked this up because a lot of people were raving about it and love it, and I don't hate it. It's not the worst foundation I've ever used, but I'm not in love with it like a lot of other people seem to be, which is a bummer. I've also kind of updated you guys on this next product because I did a whole 1 week 1 palette on it. It is the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. If you missed that video, I will have it linked down below for you. I do 5 looks with this palette, and I used it again today. I like this palette, I do. However, I thought I was gonna like it more. It's definitely not my favorite Natasha Denona palette. Let me talk you through the look that I made really quickly first. So I used Ripe into my crease and blended that out, which I do like this Ripe shade. I think it's a really nice just transition shade for my skin tone. It seems to blend out nicely, and it is a good first step when I use this palette. Then I went into Fervor and added that into the crease just to deepen it a little bit. Honestly, Fervor and Ripe look very, very similar. If you built up Ripe, I feel like you would get a very similar look as the shade Fervor. I do like both shades, I just don't know if we needed both. And then I did go ahead and put glitter primer all over my lid, and then I put that Push like metallic-y shade all over my lid as well. And I do like this look. I think it's really pretty. I like the Push metallic shade. I think it's got quite a bit of sparkle to it. It gives a little va-va-voom to the eyes without being too much. This is probably as sparkly as I want to go these days. I went back and forth on if I was going to purchase this or not, and then I did end up getting it during the sale, so I got the money off, which I was happy about. I watched a ton of reviews on it before I bought it too, and a lot of people were saying that it was a warm palette, but it did seem to lean a little bit more on the neutrally side. It wasn't super warm, it wasn't super orange tone, and for me on my skin tone and maybe my undertone, I do think it pulls pretty orange. Like this look right here is a pretty orange look. I think if that's the vibe you're going for, you would love this palette, but for me, I don't love a super orange warm look on me. Maybe I should have known that buying the I Need a Warm palette, but based on everyone else's reviews, I was kind of expecting it to be slightly more neutral. I liked all the looks that I made in my 1 week 1 palette. I like this look. Like, it's a pretty palette. I'm going to use it. I like the quality because it's Natasha Denona. Her mattes are nice. The shimmers are nice. I feel like she's got quite a few different types of shimmers in here. I like the tones of all the shimmers. Like, I enjoy this palette. It's just, I thought I would like it more. Does that make sense? I think it does. Let me know. Do you have this palette and do you like it? I'm curious. I want to hear from you below, please. I just went ahead and reapplied my lip product, so why don't we go ahead and talk about that now. The lip gloss that I have on right now is the Kaja Juicy Glass Lip Oil in the shade Fig Smoothie. I had 2 other shades of this and really enjoyed it, so I picked up this shade during the last Sephora sale. You do have to reapply it, which is what I just had to do. But one of the main things I like about this product is that it gives your lips just a really like juicy, glassy sort of look on the lips. That name is a really perfect name for it. I just feel like it blanks out all the lines in my lips and just makes them look juicy and plump. But it's not plumping in the sense that it's like hurting or uncomfortable on the lips. I'm a baby when it comes to that, and this doesn't do that, which I enjoy. I also really do like this shade, especially for the fall, the winter, like this time of year. This is a good shade. The other 2 I have are more like bright poppy shades. So yeah, I enjoy this. I would get them on sale. I feel like they're a little pricey. I think they're like $18 for this little guy. So I would maybe try to get it on sale if you can, but I do really enjoy it. So much so that I had 2 shades and I bought another one. And then the lip liner I have on is the Freck Make Out Nude Muse Lip Liner in the shade 01. I also ended up picking up 04 during this Sephora sale recently. I really like both of these. I don't use 04 as much because it's a little bit deeper of a shade, which I knew that buying it. It's more of like a cinnamony rosy sort of shade. This 01 shade is the one that I get way more use out of. It's more of just like a nudie brown shade, which this shade matches a lot of like the lip combinations that I like to do. So that's what I have on my lips right now. I just like this lip liner, A, because it's retractable, it can go up and down, and I like to keep it in my purse for that reason because I do have to reapply it. And B, this is the longest lasting lip liner I've found on me. Still doesn't last all day. I still have to reapply. It still comes off throughout the day, but I really enjoy these and I really like the shades and tones of them. I'm kind of hoping Freck comes out with more in the future because I would probably buy other shades as well. Sticking with the lip liners, I did buy two other ones. The first one being the Makeup by Mario Artist Color Pencil Extreme in the shade Wherever Walnut. This is another one that I really like. This is more of like a pink tone, but I do feel like this one lasts a long time on me as well. Maybe not as long as the Freck, but they're neck and neck when it comes to like wear time. And I think this Wherever Walnut shade is just a really pretty pinky tone that goes with a lot of the lip colors that I do. Like this has been the pinky tone lip liner I've been reaching for, and then the shade 01 has been the more brown tone lip liner I've been reaching for. I love this, I really do. I don't see any other shades from them that I would want to purchase in the future, but this Wherever Walnut is a good rosy nudie tone if you're around my skin tone. And then I kind of bought this one on a whim. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Uptight. This isn't really a shade I'm going to wear super often. I mean, you're looking at that and you're probably thinking like, why? It looks exactly the same as the other three shades on my hand, which yeah, I guess it really does. So maybe I should be reaching for this more. I kind of just like forget to reach for it because I'm reaching for the Freck in the Makeup Forever ones. Not my favorite formulation though. It definitely does not last as long as the other ones, which is interesting because it's called the 24/7 lip liner. You would think it would last through anything, but I definitely don't get that experience from it. But I do like this. I reach for it every once in a while. I just would recommend the Freck and the Makeup Forever one over this to you. Another product that I bought on a whim when I was shopping in person during the sale that I regret buying is this one right here from NARS. This is their Pure Luxury Light Reflecting Eye and Cheek Palette, and I have the lighter of the two that they came out with. So it has a bronzer, a highlight, and 3 blushes. I just don't love this formulation. It was really pretty in the in-store swatches that I did when I was shopping. That's kind of what made me buy it. But the bronzer doesn't really show up very much. I have it topped over the Makeup by Mario serum, and I just feel like it's barely showing up. The highlight is pretty, but again, it takes some building. And then these 3 blushes kind of look the same on the cheek, even though in the pan they look different. So this is my reminder to myself and you that next time you're shopping, impulse purchases don't really always work out. Sometimes they can, but for the most part, when you impulse buy things, you probably are going to not end up loving them because you didn't take the time to research them and really see reviews on them and see if people love them and see if it's something that you think you would love. Both of these, like I said, were impulse purchases and I don't really reach for either one. Again, I'm going to keep them both. I'm going to like use them, but this is just not like that great of quality, unfortunately, which is a bummer, especially since it was like kind of pricey. I don't have any of the 3 blushes from that palette on my cheeks right now because I had quite a few other blushes to talk to you about. The first one being the Huda Beauty. This is her blush filter, liquid blush in the shade Peach Sorbet. When I first tried this on in my haul try on video, like the one that went up a couple months ago, I didn't love this product. I thought it was too pigmented on my skin for how fair I was. I still kind of stand by that, but I do think that I just applied too much. Since trying it for the first time in that video, I have used it a couple times and I just go in with a lot lighter of a hand. You can see in the demo application that it is a really pretty color. It blends in nicely. If you do go in with a light hand, it isn't too intense. It has an interesting scent on it. It's a really like sweet candy sort of scent, which I just don't love in a blush. I just don't really know why a blush needs to smell that good. I mean, it smells good, but I don't really understand that. But other than that, I mean, it's a thin formulation. It is pigmented. It goes on nicely. It blends in nicely. It doesn't seem to fade throughout the day, which I enjoy. I've also heard that you can put this over powder. Have not tried that yet, but that is a good thing. I do enjoy when a liquid or cream blush can be put on after you set your face down with powder. So haven't tried it myself, but I've heard that you can do that. So that's a plus. I have it on this cheek today, but I did go ahead and top the Kosas. This is their Blush is Life blush in the shade Bliss. That was a lot of B's. I have the shade Dreamland in this and I absolutely love it. I think it's stunning and beautiful. This one was a little bit of a letdown to me. The Dreamland one is very glowy and beautiful. It makes your skin just look like you're healthy and glowing. This one doesn't have that glow to it, unfortunately. I mean, I guess it has has a little bit of a glow, but I also put on like a hydrating setting spray, so that glow could be coming from that too. It's a pretty color and it is a nice blush. It's like not too pigmented at first. You have to build it up a little bit, which I enjoy because then you can't really go overboard. But I definitely prefer the Dreamland shade over this one. And then we have the Patrick Ta for Face. This is his blush duo in the shade Not Too Much. This is one of the newer shades that he released. I think since releasing this shade, he's released newer, like more new shades that I don't think I'm going to be picking up. But this is the blush that I have on this cheek. For this blush formulation, I do go ahead and put the powder on bottom and the cream on top. I love the formulation on this. I love that the powder gives you the color of the blush, and then the cream gives you a little bit of like healthy glow and sheen on your skin. This goes well over powder, obviously, since you put the powder blush down first and then the cream on top. And I actually do like this shade. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. After trying it a couple times off camera and in other videos and stuff, I actually do really like this Not Too Much shade. I think that's a good name for it for my fair skin. It is like a perfect neutrally, not too much, not too intense shade. Yeah, I actually really like this. Now that I'm like looking at it on my cheek and talking about it, you know, with you guys, I'm really enjoying this. So I'm glad I did pick this up. And then I think the last two products I have to talk to you about are the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. I have Watermelon Glow and Pink Glow. I've gone through one full pink glow. I loved it so much. It is such a beautiful product. And then this Watermelon Glow shade is also a really pretty, just bright, plumpy, corally shade. I like these because they are super plumping on the lips, kind of like the Kaja. They smooth over the lines in your lips and just make your lips look really thick and juicy and plumpy. They are the ones that if you twist up too much, you can't untwist it. So be careful with that. And it is also a really emollient formulation. So sometimes it can get kind of goopy and glidey on your lips. I don't love that. I just try to not apply too much of this, but when you apply the perfect amount and pair it with a nice lip liner, these are absolutely stunning. I love these so much. So much so that I used a whole one up and bought another shade. And I think that was all the products I have to update you guys on. Let me know down below, have you tried any of these products? What are your thoughts as well? I love hearing from you guys down below. I want to hear if you had like the same experience with these products as me or not. I will try to make this a regular thing on my channel where I update you guys on the new makeup that I try. I know I'm not good at it. I'm going to try to make it more of an effort in 2025 to do so. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.